and welcome back to our channel. I'm Anna.
I'm Becca.
And I'm Cassidy.
And we're the Try Hard Girls. And welcome back to another podcast episode.
Woo. How are you girls doing today? Another beautiful week of quarantine.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. I'm just getting rained on, but we've learned to find out that getting rained on isn't always a bad thing.
Ain't that the truth? Tell them, Ari and Gaga. Rain on me.
Yes. We'll get to that later. But I actually want to start the sit and sip by talking about Miss Aunt Becky herself and her designer husband. So Lori and Massimo have decided to finally,
keyword, finally,
plead guilty. Honestly, they should have done this a long time ago, but of course, now with Corona here, they think that they could probably get off a little bit easier, but that is not the case. So right now, the sentences would be, Lori has agreed to 2 months in prison and $150,000 fine, 2 years probation, and she also has to perform 250 hours of community service. As for her husband, Massimo, he will serve 5 months in prison with a $250,000 fine and 250 hours of community service as well, and all for pleading guilty in honest services, wire, and mail fraud.
Honestly, I don't understand why they didn't just plead guilty from the beginning. I mean, they were caught. We all knew about those pictures head on. Yeah, they didn't get published or whatever until recently, but all the emails were leaked early on. I don't understand why they thought they were going to be able to get away with. Actually, I take that back. Of course I do. Privilege.
Yeah.
However, I'm glad that they're setting a standard, and not just for them, but for everyone that's been in this situation, shall we say. However, it would be very interesting to see if this was a middle class person of color, the very difference in what they're getting. She, even now, yes, she's getting it worse than a lot of the other parents that were indicted in the same way. However, she's still getting a slap on the wrist. Let's be honest. Let's just call it what it is. They're getting a slap on the wrist.
For sure.
I feel like they wasted precious taxpayer dollars. They wasted a lot of shit so that they can basically get the same plea deal that they would have gotten initially. I just think it's silly.
Amen. Honestly, they should also have to pay back all of that as well, in my opinion.
100%. And I'm trying to look up, what was Felicity Huffman's sentence?
So her sentence was literally 14 days.
And I don't even think she hit 14 days. I think it was like 7 days, and she got off with
on good behavior.
Yeah. To be fair, her counts were less.
Way
less. It was
less.
for one daughter, and it wasn't for getting into, well, it was for getting into college, but it had to do with the testing site, not the entire admission into college. Admission. Yeah. So it was a little bit different, but nonetheless, still not great. But yeah. And she took it like a champ and pleaded guilty right away and said, yep, I should not have done this. It was wrong, and I'm guilty, and I'm gonna take what I deserve, kind of a thing.
Of course, they're gonna ask the judge for house arrest because the whole coronavirus issue in the prison.
Of course,
so this will be very interesting. So let's stay tuned.
Let's be honest. Why did they decide to go guilty? I bet you their lawyers are saying you're in a great position right now to get house arrest because they're already letting nonviolent offenders out of jails for overcrowding because of COVID. And I'm sorry, but does she think we're all dumb?
Wow, I did not even think about that, dude.
Yeah. And we're not going to plead guilty. We're not guilty. And then all of a sudden COVID happens and now we're going to plead guilty?
Yeah, it's too good to be true.
I just think for the sake of their freaking daughters, pay the price for what you did. You are very privileged family, and just pay the price up front and get it done. They would not have had to serve this much time if they did it up front.
It would have already been done.
And even now, it's not that much time, except Massimo 5 months and Lori 2 months. I wonder why he got more.
But here's the thing. I thought the whole time, because, again, I haven't, really been keeping up with the whole case in a while, but I always understood that it was Lori that was involved in it more than he was.
No, that I think was Felicity and William H. Macy. William H. Macy had no idea about it.
That's true.
That's why he didn't get charged. Massimo was in all of the email threads, and he was the one that made the comment. Now, this obviously isn't why he was charged, but he was the one that made the comment, like, I don't want my girls going to something like ASU. That's the only place they could get in.
Yeah. Which is he's like, oh my God, what a joke, ASU.
Oh my gosh, that's so rude. First of all, any university, any college is great. You're there for an education, and if you can get in somewhere, it's up to you to make the most out of your experience. So
I always thought
that's another thing that we could talk about for hours, is how stupid it is that universities get ranked differently.
Yeah, it really is. And I always thought, I never really watched Olivia Jade's videos. I watched a couple here and there. And then I always thought it was interesting when she moved into her dorm and how she's like, oh yeah, honestly, I'm never really in class. She would just talk about college as a joke. And she's like, I'm just here for the parties, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, what the hell? And the way she talked about her getting into school too was always interesting. There's a girl that went to high school with her and made a vlog or a video one time on YouTube talking about how she saw Olivia just never show up to any of her high school classes. She was barely at school. So when she got into school, into USC, everybody was really shocked. And honestly, she was it's not very unheard of for people that grow up privileged to get into Ivy Leagues because of privilege and money. Honestly, this whole Varsity Blues operation has been a scandal for a long time. I can't wait for it to be over. And I also think that people that are not as high profile should also be seen more on the tabloids and news because they're also guilty.
Yeah, that's true. There were a bunch of students that didn't have parents in the spotlight on the TV that also were charged, but we don't hear about them as much. And that is true. I do want to say on the flip side, just to play kind of devil's advocate, it kind of goes to show, and granted, don't get me wrong, I am not on this side or by any means, because both Bella and Olivia were adults, whether or not, I know at 18 I might have been an adult. Wasn't an adult, but technically, legally was an adult when a lot of this occurred. However, what I will say is it's kind of sad if you look at those vlog moments that you were talking about, Anna, and you see that she clearly doesn't, her heart's not in school. She doesn't want to be there. And it kind of goes to show that really ugly side of now, and I want to say this in the most unproblematic way, but there's no really way to say it because you're growing up privileged with all the resources in the world. What ugly side do you have? But there is this pressure from your parents you have to do these steps. They said they didn't go to college. They wanted their daughters to go to college, and granted, college doesn't have to be USC, but I think in some parts, which I want to feel for Bella and Olivia because of this immense pressure, where if I were 18 and this were my parents, I think I would listen and go along with it. Right. And so if part of this cancel culture on Olivia specifically, because she has the highest profile out of all the kids, makes me a little bit sad for her, because I think I would be in that same position. If it were me, I would go along with my parents. I would do with what they said. It doesn't excuse it, but it does make me a little sad for her. However, I also, and maybe it's the legal, I don't feel like she's really addressed anything. She just kind of popped back on YouTube hey, I'm back. She had a quick 2-minute video saying, I can't address everything, but I don't know. It's just a little bit on the other side, is I do feel bad for this cancel culture that she is getting.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, the reason why she didn't say anything in that video was because of the legal stuff. And I guarantee that her family, and especially her, because she is a little bit more public than her sister is, has been getting a lot of shit and crap about it, which rightfully so. But you're right. When I was 18, I kind of did whatever my parents told me still, even though I was legally an adult. You're really not an adult. Or some people feel that way, but there are a lot of people who do rely on their parents for a lot of this stuff. And I'm sure that they obviously did. I don't think they're getting in trouble for anything, right? The kids?
No, not that I know of. But here's the thing, just like you guys said, yes, when you're 18, technically I still followed, heck, I was older and I still followed what my parents said. But here's the thing. The After I saw the photos, I was just like, those are so clearly staged. So, like, you can say no. Like, you know something's up, and it's so frustrating because people lost their spots on the rowing team because of those two girls. Well-deserved people that worked their asses off for years to get into USC. Like, I watched another video of a girl saying, like, literally, I got accepted into rowing at USC right when this whole thing happened, like around the same month as later on with the paperwork coming out, and like they could see, you know, a little bit more of the inside of when they were all starting the whole scandal. She's like, it makes sense. I think one of my spots was taken by one of the girls.
And that's that part where it's myself I'm a little like between, because do I think that Olivia deserves all the cancel that, or like all this hate that she's receiving? Not necessarily, but I agree with you. It was very obvious what you were doing was wrong. You know what's right from wrong. And I agree with you with, you know, she should have known right then and there, like what we are doing is wrong. It just goes back to privilege. I mean, this is probably not the first thing they've had to embellish or do to get something and it be like an okay thing for her.
Well, I mean, when all's said and done, I'm glad that they are finally actually pleading guilty, so they are admitting to what they are doing. I don't think that it is with good intention, because they were obviously trying to get out of it at the beginning, but we will update you guys when they finally do their time and see how long they actually do it for, because I guarantee you it's going to be for less time, but we'll see. We'll also see if, now that they've pleaded guilty, if Olivia Jade is allowed to talk about shit again. So
yes,
it'll be interesting.
Speaking of scandal, Jeffree Star with his new Cremated palette has found himself once again in a scandal.
Shocker.
I was gonna say shocker. He's in scandals left and right. People are really upset about the fact that he chose to keep his release date amid the COVID situation. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying around the globe, and people are really upset with the fact that he would come out with a palette that has to do with death, make money off of it, and makeup during this time versus waiting to release it later, is essentially what the drama is. On the other hand, people are saying, look, he's had this in the works for years. It doesn't just take a couple months to something out like this. Sure, is the timing kind of off? Yeah, but there was no malicious intent in developing this palette and releasing it. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this drama, this situation, and whatnot. So Anna, tell us.
I kind of think it's ridiculous that people are trying to cancel him for this. Like, he already pushed back the release date like way like a couple months ago, when it should have come out like 2 months ago, I believe. But he was being respectful, and we still didn't know what it was. And honestly, I could only imagine him shooting bricks. I mean, not even shooting bricks, but like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, like this would be happening right now. People are dying. I probably should put a pause to this. But then again, time is money. And like he said in his video, he's not trying to freaking sell expired makeup to people later on if he were to hold it back. Because God knows, we don't know how long this is going to last. It could be 3 months, 4 months, a year. Who freaking knows at this point? So for people to say that he's being tone deaf about this, I think is a little far, you know, far out there. I completely understand why people would get upset, though. It is like very hard time right now with people losing their lives due to this disgusting virus. But I mean, it's not like he knew this was going to happen. We all know that Jeffree's been like, his fascination with death and all this, and like, I'm deceased and all this stuff. And like, honestly, I love the palette. I'm totally here for it. Low-key did want it, but I'm just going to save my money. It's just unfortunate. Yeah. I mean,
I think that too, when I originally saw the palette release and everything, I didn't combine the two things. I wasn't like, oh, he said cremated. Oh, people are dying of COVID-19. Like, I immediately thought, wow, that's so on brand for him. And then someone else brought it up to me later, like, yeah, there's a ton of backlash coming about that. And I was like, oh shit, I guess that does make a lot of sense, like why people would initially think that. But I think people who know Jeffree Star are more kind of on like this side that I kind of am on, that it really wasn't malicious intent and it is very on brand for him. And yeah, it is kind of poor timing, but he doesn't want to sell expired makeup. And two, already pushed the date back. Like, he was going to release it in April, and then he announced, yeah, I'm going to wait to release this because of everything going on, and they had to produce more makeup and production and everything. And I just think that he said it kind of perfectly on his YouTube video follow-up, that this is his art and that art can be interpreted in any way you want it to. So if some people think that it's related to COVID-19, then that is their perspective. And if some people think it is related directly to his brand and his verbiage of using words like deceased and, you know, death or whatever, that's their perspective. So if you don't want to buy the palette, don't buy it, don't support it. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to want it. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't really make the comparison at first either. And to be fair, I mean, I don't, like, I follow Jeffree, but like, I'm not watching every single one of his story videos every day or anything like that. So I didn't necessarily even know it was coming. I think when I started, I definitely saw some of the points being made about it being like a little bit tone deaf or a little bit like in that sense. And I almost feel like if he would have came out right before it was released and said, look, I've been working on this project for a really long time. I pushed it back for these reasons. It kind of maybe stated those whys or whatnot, because I think part of the way he kind of knew it was kind of coming. And like you said, Cassidy, he pushed production, or he pushed the release of it back to create more. I mean, then if he was pushing that date back to create more, could he not wait longer? I mean, to create more. But to be honest, no, I don't. Well, okay, people try and cancel him every month. You know, I don't think it deserves that. I don't think it was malicious. I don't think that he was trying to be like unsympathetic to the fact that people are dying during this time or anything. But I also want to point out another point that Miss Cass Kardashian herself said when we were talking about it is, why is he releasing this palette in spring when it is a total fall winter palette?
Oh, I would have ate that shit up in October.
Seriously, and
that's the real drama.
I feel like he was trying to go for like this spring goth vibe. Like he said something like florals in spring, groundbreaking, you know, but goth floral. So I think he was trying to go the opposite of what people would expect for him to release, and that's why he wanted to release it in the spring. But he could have really rocked that shit in October. That's just my opinion.
Agreed.
100% agree. Also, I'm loving that Devil Wears Prada moment you just had.
You. Yes, we shall see how many cremated palettes he ends up selling, and if he sells out, we will keep you guys updated. But with that, I just want to make a little announcement that I'm really excited about. My girl, Megan Fox, is finally free from the chains of her husband. They are getting a divorce. I forgot his name because he don't matter. She was seen recently with Machine Gun Kelly in a car, and people were speculating that they were like on a date or something. They're like, why isn't she quarantining with her actual husband? And then it was released that she is divorcing him because he is psycho. There are a ton of blinds about it, that he like literally takes her phone at night, like deletes boys' contact information in the phone, like won't let her shoot lingerie shoots anymore, all this stuff. She is a sex icon. She is beautiful, and she deserves to be seen throughout the world. So what do you guys think?
We're canceling in 2020. Toxic ass people from our lives.
Male or female. Yes, his name is Brian Austin Green. I only know him from the original 90210. He's kind of cute, but we don't like cute assholes. They can go bye-bye.
Yeah, you can be cute, but if personality and the way you treat people ain't cute, then bye, bitch. Boy, bye.
Go from a 10 to a 4.
Also, like, I was always here for Megan and Shia LaBeouf back in the day.
Yes.
Me too. Me too.
Loved her. And like their interviews,
they loved each other.
No, they did. In their interviews, like they both admitted it later on. They're like Megan's like, yeah, like at the time, like they did kind of date. They kind of admitted it. They kind of dated, and like I just thought they were true love.
How could you not date after those like steamy moments in Transformers?
I love a good little nerdy boy, and he was totally good. You know, Shila's always been kind of like that.
Dude, but I'm kind of here if her and Machine Gun Kelly are dating. He has a little. He can get it, and he has a little soft spot in my heart because after that Pete Davidson interview with Paper, he talked about how Machine Gun Kelly was like the only one who was really there for him, and or maybe not the only one, but one of the main people who reached out to him constantly and made sure he was okay. And if you're a good freaking best friend like that, You have my vote, honey.
Like, I don't really know much about him and his life, but all I've really ever read about him are like positive things. Like, I know like him and Halsey had like a sad breakup and everything, but like I heard he's a great father, and he's a father. Like, they have that in common. Like, he's a dad. He was like a teen dad.
Machine Gun Kelly has a kid?
Yeah, a daughter.
And who else has a kid?
Megan Fox.
She has a kid?
Oh my God, Cass.
Yeah, with her ex, or soon to be.
Guys, I did not know this.
Breaking news.
Boy, right? Isn't it a little boy?
It's a little girl, I think, right? Or boy?
Or it's a girl with a boy name, or a typical boy name.
Wait, how did I miss her pregnancy photos?
Is it Ryan or Max or something like that?
I don't think she really ever...
She has 2 kids, it looks like, unless one of the
kids. I think it's more than one.
No, she has 3.
Oh my God, she is a MILF for show.
She has 3 children with him.
They are beautiful. Wow. See, she's been gone for so long, I don't even keep up with her anymore.
Dude, I kind of love that you didn't know that.
Bodhi, Noah, and Journey.
First of all, such like rocker kid names, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anyways, I'm so here for this. I can't wait to figure out if they're actually dating or not. So we will see. But I'm so glad now I finally know that she has children.
And who knows, maybe Machine Gun Kelly and her can have a little kid of their own. Also, she does not age, by the way. I mean, she's still young, but holy crap, she still looks like she did in the Transformer movies.
But like, to be fair,
the boaty.
Yeah, she gets a lot of stuff pumped into that face to help with the aging. I will say here, in terms of the kids, a source dished via Hollywood Life that Brian and Megan are really great hands-on parents. Even in the separations that they have had over the years, they have always put the kids first, and Megan stayed in the family home with the kids while Brian went elsewhere. Brian also had his oldest son, who'd often spend time with him at his Malibu home.
As it
felt like that was the best for kids and Brian to see the children as much as he could. He is a very great father, very engaging and hands-on. Who knows if that's true, but I hope so. Basically, they're just saying they know how to co-parent well in separations because they've done it before, and they will put the kids first. And I hope so. It also says Megan has a really close relationship with his oldest son and includes him in everything. So, and she took the role of stepmom very seriously. So I hope they continue to have that relationship, that good co-parenting, because in the end, it really is about the kids.
100%. And I'm so excited to see her more out and about now. Hopefully she does more films and things like that. I just can't wait to see her really living her best life again.
Let's be real. We all had a girl crush on Megan Fox at some point in our life.
100%.
All the way back from Holiday in the Sun, Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Wow.
What was that line? My name's blah, blah, blah. You know, like the stores. Played Brianna. Hold on. Lewis, yeah.
You're talking about, I'm Brianna Lewis, and I get what I want.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Brianna Wallace, as in the Wallace department stores. And I get what I want.
Oh my gosh. Way too good.
Love her.
Well, guys, I feel like I've been having a really good weekend so far. It started off so perfectly, and I think you guys all know what I'm about to say. But especially Anna, because her queen is Lady Gaga. Rain on Me with Lady Gaga featuring Ariana Grande came out on Friday, and I have been pumping that shit up all weekend. It's been giving me life. I know it's raining today, like I said at the beginning of the episode, and I don't care if it rains.
On me.
Honey, air day. Ari and Gaga be giving me this every day. Dude, such a bop. It is such a good song. It is such a classic dance song. And you just can't help but dance. Like, you could be doing the dishes, like doing laundry, and like, I am blasting the song all day.
You know what, too? I'm so here for the gay community, just like coming out and giving us the best content in a long time. I mean, they always give us the best content, but like, let's be real, this Ariana Grande Gaga content of Rain on Me has been iconic.
It's been everything, yes.
Yes, yeah. I have last. We have our own little group on Instagram, and we've been sending each other all the memes, and they're everything. This song really hit it out of the park. I love it.
Dude, and the video. Let's talk about the freaking video. The video is so good. The choreography, the hair, the glam, everything. the meaning. I love it.
There was literally so many scenes where all I could see is girls doing this to TikTok. Like there were so many moves that were so simple, teachable, straight for TikTok. All I see and I'm like, okay, the TikToks are about to be pumping.
They know their audience. Also, once this quarantine is over, I would love to do a makeup challenge, trying to recreate the makeup of Gaga and Ariana. I know it's kind of like euphoric moment, but still, if we did like white eyeliner and stuff, I think that would be so fun. We buy some wigs, we have a little girls' night. I think that'd be so fun.
Speaking of that makeup, what do you guys think? Do you think that's going to be a new trend where like, I feel like makeup has been very like static recently, like, a little eyeliner, whatever, maybe a wing. But do you guys think that maybe we're going to see a lot more euphoric type of makeup as an everyday look or going out?
I don't know. I love that. Yeah, I would love that. Honestly, though, I love Euphoria and everything it stands for. I mean, obviously, please don't become a drug addict, But I feel like Gaga's always been fucking rocking that liner, and so has little AG.
Mm-hmm. No, 100. She definitely has. But I think
Yes,
girl, you're so right. I do think that like her new makeup line though could help, engage the audience more with this kind of makeup. I know that they technically started it, but I feel like Euphoria just gave it a whole new platform. So I think that once we're allowed to go out again, like people will definitely be way more creative with their makeup because they haven't been able to do it in a long time.
I literally love the eye makeup in Euphoria and just the makeup and the visuals. I'm so happy you guys finally all watched it. So good. I wanted my season 2 right now, baby. Now.
Oh yeah, when is that expected to come out?
Well, let me tell you, they were supposed to start filming right before little quarantine happened. So it is pushed back.
That's the real sad news, is a lot of our shows that we love to watch are all on hiatus right now, which good. We want them to be safe and healthy. But like, I am so nervous because it's going to be forever until we get the shows back, and I'm sad.
Big Little Lies.
I know. Yeah, I mean, there has been a lot of shows that have been postponed a little bit or, put on hold for a little while. But just so everyone knows, if you guys haven't heard our Should You Try It podcast, we've been doing this new thing where we review movies, or up and coming, we'll review other things under our Should You Try It platform. We do have one movie review up right now for The Wrong Missy. It is on Netflix. It is the new David Spade movie. That you can find on YouTube or on our Spotify account. Yes, honeys, we're on Spotify. We're there.
Mama, we made it.
And then you guys will also see a few more movie reviews coming out. One for All the Bright Places. And during that episode, you will find what the next movie review will be, picked by Becca and you on all our Instagram followers. Thank you so much for voting. With that said, I think we could wrap it up. Make sure to follow us at the Try Hard Girls everywhere. Yes, I mean everywhere. A YouTube, a Instagram, a Spotify, a TikTok, and at our personal accounts at Cass Kardash,
at McFarbeck,
at A Caroline 19.
And don't forget to click that like button and click that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on Spotify, please make sure to follow us, baby. You'll get updates every time we put something up. And don't you want to listen to your favorite 3 people? Your fellow tryhards?
I know I do.
Guilty. All right, guys. And with that, the tryhards are out.
Bye.